Okay, this is just a little screencast to show you the difference in using a blog as opposed to using a wiki for classroom content provision. This is the blogger that I've used with my classroom for the first part of this term. Just zoom in there. That's the address that you can have a look at. What I had was, during the for each day of the week, or the evening before, I would put up the daily schedule for the next day. This is actually taken straight from my planning document. I'll just show you my planning document. I do my planning in a Google document. It's easy to edit. I can just click down the bottom here and go and edit it, and I just start my planning here. And what I was doing with the blogger was I would just copy the day's program and put it in like this. So for each section of the day, these were just some things that we might cover, for instance. And what I had was a combination of work that was maybe worksheets and work that is online for the kids to do. I had to look at ways of providing information for people who also weren't able to access the internet from home, and I did that as well. An example, and I also used Google Docs for creating some of the comments. So this is an example here, and here it says yucky soup, and there's a link here. Now when I click on that link, it opens in a new window. So if we look up here, I've got yucky soup and I've got the classroom. So this is actually opened in a new window. And so in here was my week's work around a poem in one of our school journals. And each day they would scroll down to that particular day and follow those instructions. And this worked really well. But then one of the things, and bearing in mind I am working with younger children, is that they then had to go back to the tab or the window where the original work was in. So there was quite a bit of closing tabs, coming back to here, and going to more, doing some more things. The same with my topic work. Click on that link, that's gone to another Google Doc, and once again I've got a tab here and I've got a tab here, and we had to close the tab to be able to go back to this. So there was a lot of clicking on a link and opening in another tab. And I also had here, over here, I had a reading language blog which actually spelled out in greater detail what we were doing, a maths blog. We haven't really done a lot of reflection, and that may be something that I start again in the 4th term, but there was a lot of things like that that were happening. When I looked at a wiki, I have this format. The banner up the top here stays the same, and throughout the week all of this stays here. Now the only thing that I do change is I change the for each week I have a week overview, and then I have these days change for the week as well. But the topic page is the topic page, and the homework page is the one and only homework page. And then I've got there's some other things in here, links to some other places. The thing about these is that when you click on a link, it stays in this format. So if I go down here to term 3, I click on term 3, it opens in the same area. And I go down here, and in here, if I click on week 4, for instance, what comes up in week 4, if you have a look here, you can see that the side menu is the same, and this is in actual fact my planning document embedded into the page. I go to week 10, this is an overview of what's happening in week 10, and I have some links at the bottom. That's because I kind of archive this, and but I might want to refer to it again. And then we've got links to our days, and in fact this particular Monday I'm not in the classroom, but I've still got information in there. If I want to go back to last week's work, I've got several ways of doing that. If I go to term 3 here and I click on week 9, this is last week, and here I have got links to the days. So we could have a look at Monday, and here is information and links to different pages, reading language for instance, and this is all happening inside this framework. This particular week we were visiting blogs and we were going outside of it, but quite often I don't want people to do that. I want people to actually work within this framework, and so I will do things like videos that I want us to watch. We were looking at New Zealand Sign Language, and so here we've got some YouTube videos. This is a couple of my kids in action playing sports in the Wellington Stadium. I've got some maths videos linked down here on a separate page. Just some fun maths videos my kids really enjoy when I find things like this. The other thing I've got over here is I have got games. Now the brilliant thing about the wiki is some stuff you can embed into the website. So here is a game that's on the BBC site, and they can play it within the wiki. That becomes a little bit safe. Here's another one. It'll probably make a noise, it has a bit of a pop sound, and they can work within that. I do have another couple of wikis, a writing wiki. Once again, I've tried to keep the colour fairly similar, and all the links are down here, and a link to some different writing and a link back to our main wiki. We have our student pages with links to students and groups and information, but it's all happening within our framework of this banner and this side menu. And I guess for me really how this is happening, how this works, is it seems to be a safe way to do it, and the kids are very good at actually manoeuvring their way around the wiki and being able to find things, to go in and edit pages. One of their tasks is actually to edit pages. We've been doing a quiz. One of their tasks is when they do the quiz, they have to sign it with 4 tildes as to put their signature in. And I can have a look and see how people are going to do that. Some aren't quite doing it, but some are getting there as a bit better than others. And that's about it.